Hi friends, it's Jenny from Aesthetic Roots, and I am on Instagram as the.only.jenny, just regular period dots. Today I'm just going to show you how to make that simple but really pretty flannel scarf. It's not an infinity scarf, it's just a long scarf, which of course you can fold shorter or wrap in a traditional manner. First, let's just talk about the different types of flannel that you can get at the fabric store. You don't want to get the baby flannel. It doesn't hold up as well as apparel flannel. It's just for like baby blankets and linings and things like that. And I use that for baby blankets actually all the time. It's super cute, but over washings, it starts to kind of pill up, and it's going to pill faster than the apparel flannels. In the apparel department, you can get two different types of flannels. One you'll find in the shirtings section, and there are tons of different patterns and colors there. I like for scarf just a nice plaid, but you can pick different flannels if you want. So the flannel that you get in the shirtings department, it's thinner than the other flannel in like the outerwear section. But like I said, you get a ton of variety in color. So I found this really pretty. It's like pink, lavender, teal, and like a dark black, which kind of fades in between the colors. So it's really cute. Anyway, so the selvage edge on this one is just nice and flat. It doesn't have any fray to it. This is the cut side. I've already washed and dried this. You guys need to wash and dry your fabrics before you sew. Otherwise, you get a nice straight line and then you wash it and it's like, and you don't want that to happen. So it's a good flannel. It's not my first choice, the shirtings for a scarf, but since it had this cute pink, I went ahead and got it anyway. My favorite and first choice for a scarf is more of the outerwear flannel. There are less color selections depending on the store you go to. I go to Joann's because it's just a half-hour away. The big fabric kind of depot is like an hour and a half, so I don't get over there very often. But I did find this really beautiful red and gray flannel. It's really thick. It's got a polyester blend, so instead of the shirtings being 100% cotton, which really shrink, this one's not gonna really move around when you wash it. And the selvage edge has this really nice little fray already, so it makes it really cute, and you don't have to fray it as much. So you're going to, I'm gonna jump out of the camera frame here for a second. You're going to fold your flannel so that the selvage ends are together, and that's where you're going to cut. That way the ends of your scarf are just the little frays and the sides are kind of the raw, yucky side, and we'll fray that a little bit so that it looks cute. So with this fabric, it stays really straight when you wash it, so it's really easy to line this up after we cut it, and we're just going to sew it together and it'll be nice and clean. If you get the shirtings flannel, because it's 100% cotton and pieces are shrinking, you're going to have to sort of untwist it. It's going to come out and it's not going to be completely straight, so you have to put that back on the bias and square it back up. It takes a little more time, but if you really want one of the colors out of the shirting, it's totally doable. Basically, you just want to make sure that your ends meet up, and you have to just straighten the sides then where they cut at the store. If you get a good lady at the counter, she will cut your plaid on a line for you. This side was already the cut side when I got there, and the lady I got went ahead and cut straight here. So I'm going to clean this side up. Now it's already straight, so I don't have to lay it out and flatten it and try to, you know, re-straighten the bias. This one's fine. I'm just going to clean this side so that it's straight with the plaid print. And if you have a rotary cutter, go for it. I do. I'm just going to do it with a scissor because I know not everybody has that, and you can see me cutting along the line fine this way. Rotary cutters do speed it up a bit. And it doesn't have to be perfect because you are going to fray this a little. And it will fray over time more. You just want to get it somewhat straight. You can see how this was cut not with the plaid, so it was kind of messy. Okay, so now I have this with the plaid, and this one I'm actually not going to sew on any tassels or pom-poms or anything to the ends because I'm going to leave it just its cute little fray. Make sure you have all your edges lined up. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to be able to sew these sides together after you cut down the center. Okay, so we are cutting along, you can see where it's folded here. We are cutting along this line now. If you have your rotary cutter, you can go ahead and open this up. We want 2 pieces here. And watch me cut up the wrong line now. That would not be good. I think it's folded there still. Oh man, let me see. Yep, I would have cut 1 square over. Okay, good thing I double checked. Okay, so we're on this row. My nice broken ruler. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this. This in half. Salvage ends, remember, are going to be the ends of the scarf, so that if you don't want to add a trim, you don't have to because it's already finished ends and it looks cute with its little fray. I'm sure you can find a tutorial on how to make those cute little twisted tendrils off the end of your scarf. I have not learned how to do that yet, so I either add a trim or leave it as it is. With the shirting, you probably want to add a trim because it doesn't have a very cute salvage edge on it. Sorry. Okay. So this one I am going to leave plain, but this one, same material, different color. I went ahead and added this tassel trim, and I was kind of mad the trim I bought had a tassel missing, so you might want to look for that. You're going to get a yard of fabric and a yard of trim. It works out really, really well, and I found this trim on clearance, which was awesome. So that's really cute. You literally just lay it on the end and sew it, and you don't have to do like a fancy hem or anything because it's frayed already. And if it is gonna fray, like it's not frayed there and it is going to fray over washings, it's fine because you are stitching this on, it will hold it in place. It won't go anywhere and it'll still look super cute. And if you don't want to do tassels, you can do pom-poms. And I found a couple different poms. This pom is like nice and super fluffy, and then I found these cute little fuzzy poms that are more solid, which I'm going to use for the pink scarf. So there's a lot of variety out there. You just have to get in the store and figure out what you like, what colors, and what trims or no trims. Totally up to you. Okay, so you have your 2 pieces. You put these together. This is like the easiest scarf in the world. If you have a sewing machine. If you're sewing by hand, it might take you a little bit longer. Okay, so I'm going to put this together like this. If you want to pin it to hold it in place, you can. Then push your cat out of the way. If you're a cat lady, I'm always pushing cats out of the way. And we need to thread the machine. I'll be right back. I'm just going to run this through. I just go right along the edge here, so it's like barely a seam allowance, like 3/8 of a seam allowance. And you got to get on the right stitch step first. Just do a long, normal, do normal stitch here. Take your pins out. Now you have 1 long piece. Okay, now you have 1 long piece for your scarf. Your seam is on the underside. It's already frayed and sealed, so you don't have to worry about it. It's not going to unravel your scarf. Now we're going to take these raw edges and we're just going to sew a stay stitch in there, okay? It's just going to be a regular sewing stitch all the way up the sides. That way it can fray but not unravel. And this one I'm going to do a 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. You can really choose whatever you want to do here for your length. It's just going to fray in that much, so I mean you can kind of decide. You could do a 1/2 to 5/8, I think would be good. We're going to do this up both sides. Remember, these raw edges do not have to look nice right now, okay? They don't have to be perfect. There can be threads coming out, it's fine. When you get to the center, make sure you grab this fabric here, the seam edges, and fold them. You can see through here so that instead of sticking to one side, they're flat. That'll make it thinner. That'll kind of be around your neck area, and you don't want to have like a big lumpy seam. I cut threads as I go, otherwise I'll forget they're there. And then I'll be running around town with threads hanging off of me. But you can do this all at the end if you want to go faster. I'm kind of slow at everything I do. I don't mind. I don't need to be in a race. You'll hear my kids screeching and playing in the background, and that is okay because I'm just happy they're not in here running around naked. Okay, how easy is that? Seriously? It's 3 rows of a straight stitch on your machine. So easy. Now, all you do is clean up these edges. Again, I'm going to pop out the frame a bit. So, to clean up these sides, you have your stay stitch here. It's going to keep the fabric from fraying past that point, okay? You're going to just grab some of these hanging out here at the end. And then you just start pulling. This is going to fray the edges of your scarf. You can fray all the way in if you want, or you can just grab a few rows like I did and get it started. It will fray over time on its own from washings and from wear and from you twisting around your pretty little neck. So, how simple is this? Seriously. You do a few stitches on your machine, you pull out some thread, and then you have a scarf. Now, if you want the ends, I mean, it's a pretty scarf too. If you want the ends to be more decorated, remember you can grab your trims. This one, they didn't have anything gray or anything that I liked, so I just decided to skip it and have a plain scarf. I guess the black would be okay too on this one. I'm also going to make today, I have this black one with the tassels. It's gorgeous. I'm going to have the red one that's plain. We're going to do this pink and teal with the pink palms. It's going to be adorable. Then we're going to have the black plaid with the black tassel. And this is a shirting. And we're going to do this blue and white shirting with the white fluffy kind of snowflake palms or snowball palms. And then I am going to have all these up, sample sale on my website. So if you want one of these, if you like one of these prints and you don't want to make it yourself, you go ahead and pick that up. It's going to be at cost, so super cheap. And then I will come back and show you how to square back up those shirtings because they get all twisted in the wash. Thank you.